listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Thursday. This is Devils After Dark, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio studios in beautiful New Jersey and Beverly Hills, California. I'm your host, Sam Wu, here with Scotty of SiriusXM Liquid Metal, as we're going to take a little live look at Taj Lounge 973 as Devils fans are filing out. Well, they got something going on over on the other side of the bar, which we don't have a camera angle. But you know what? It is a nice establishment. Yeah,
I see.
Back
there it is. Yeah. I got it. Well, It was an unfortunate Devils loss tonight. Not ringing the Hell's bells. Weren't partying like we were on Tuesday over the Colorado Avalanche. But I will say still an impressive game from our boys tonight, losing 2-1 to the Winnipeg Jets, who didn't soar, right? They didn't fly by. They didn't coast. What did we say? They avoided the emergency landing by holding off the Devils at the end of the game. Let's go through and check it out, and then we'll talk some more about it. Love to hear your feedback. Twitter Live, YouTube Live, Facebook Live. Please, please, please like, follow, and subscribe. Comment away, but not a lot of scoring in this game. A lot of good goaltending, a lot of good play. I think there was a stretch where it went maybe like 7 or 8 minutes without a whistle. Was really a fast-paced game, wrapped up early. Was pretty exciting, tell you the truth. It's just the Devils it seemed like they were just a step off or out of sync the whole night. Like they just, every now and then you have those games where it's just like, the passes are just not connecting. We're like a step off, a step ahead, a step behind. For me, though, it didn't turn into the sleepwalking, unwatchable hockey that we had seen previously. You could see that there was still an effort. They were trying to grind this out. They were still trying to get goals. They got some good opportunities. Friggin' Comrie, where was that when you were on the team? You had to wait until he got put on waivers and then go over to Winnipeg to have a game like that? Man, not cool, dude. Not cool. I thought we were going to... The thing about the Devils is... The thing about Comrie is... Good. That's our thing about...
yeah, sorry. Yeah, let me do that again. The thing about Comrie is... now you start to play better. You couldn't...
now?
Yeah.
Thanks,
Give up
Eric.
8 goals last season.
Eric the Comrie.
In one game.
Okay. Uh-oh, there's some dogs barking outside.
Yeah.
You pissed off Winston. Way to go. Way to go, Comrie.
Go ahead. Don't let me interrupt you. Just go ahead.
But both goaltenders played very well. Comrie did, and Nico Dawes did as well. Some more big, timely saves. And let's go through it right now. First one by Dylan in the first period. Happened very quickly into the game, only 3 minutes into it. See, the teams are still getting settled down there. But Shifley and Wheeler had the assist on that one. And I believe, right at the end of the first period, the Devils eventually made their way back. Like I said, they played well. They got opportunities. They withstood some onslaughts from the Jets at certain points as well. And there was one point where I think they had them trapped in the zone for a good 2 or 3 minutes. The Devils did. And where they got, it might have been, they almost got three line changes. They definitely got 2. They might have got 3 line changes or maybe a partial third line change with having the Jets trapped in the zone. So they played really well. Both goaltenders, though, came up huge. But Jack Hughes right there at the end of the period, where we know we've seen the Devils have some issues, and maybe they did in the second, but whatever. At the end of the period, they're in the first, 18-27 on the power play. Jesper Bratt Damon Severson and Jesper Bratt bringing the puck into the zone. Find Jack Hughes over on the wing all alone, and he's going to bury that snapshot into the net right past Comrie for his 18th. That's his 36th assist that's the 36th assist of the year for Jesper Bratt. Severson, his 25th, who is also piling up the points. He's having a career year over there points-wise on defense, so Damon has been doing pretty good on that side of things. But Jesper Bratt, again, wherever he goes, hey, Taj Lounge, there goes somebody. Hey, Taj Lounge. Jesper Bratt's been making, magic happen, magic happen with whatever line he's on. So it was really, really pretty play. Nice setup. Jack Hughes finishing it, having that killer instinct, putting it home, like we said, for his 18th. And then, the second period was it was kind of back and forth. Like we said, there were some periods of time where the Devils had the Jets trapped in. There was periods of time where the Jets had good offensive pressure, and both goaltenders were really just withstanding everything. But there was a turnover right there at the end of the period. What was it? 19:06 of the second, which allowed, I think it was Jesper Bratt, got the puck knocked off his stick. He lost his glove in the play, and Kyle Connor gets in there on a partial breakaway and a nifty backhander off of the post, and I will pay you $100 right now if you actually saw where this puck went the first time, because I think everybody thought it ricocheted up and off the post and out of play. But it did not, David Copperfield. No, it hit the post and boop, shot right down. I've never seen this before. I don't know if you have either, Samuel, but shot down right behind the goalie camera and was just like right down, just like sucked right in there, and it was poof, gone. Puck disappeared. I thought it went out of play. I was watching the game. Seemed like Kanji and Dano. Referee is going like this. So, oh no, referee. Unfortunately, Kyle Connor lit the lamp for his 35th of the year unassisted on a very, very pretty backhand play. And then in the third period, Devils going back and forth with the Jets. Again, a lot of good play. Jack Hughes was making a lot of things happen. Igor Sharangovich had a good game. Nico Hischier, I forgot to mention, was also scratched again. Mason Gearston back in there. And the fourth line of Gearston, Bastian, and McLeod had some moments of really good pressure with Gearston parked in front of the net, creating some havoc over there. Janssen had a couple good opportunities. Thomas Tatar had a couple nice opportunities. The Devils played well, and that's what we want to see. These are the losses that, before, when the team was playing terrible, we were like, there are losses that we don't mind. Rah, 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 rah. These are those. Because you could just tell they were just a step off. They just were not in perfect sync tonight. And they were still able to battle, crawl, and grind their way and scratch it through and keep it a 2-1 game through the power of some newfound goaltending, some newfound confident goaltending with Nico Dawes. The Dawes pound. We gotta we'll have to start that. No, Winston. No. Sorry, I shouldn't have done that. He's all like, what? We'll have to start the Dawes pound or get the Jaws music going again at the games or something for Nico Dawes. But that confidence in goaltending has kept the Devils in this game. There are a lot of opportunities tonight that may have resulted in a goal in the past, but Nico Dawes, for what is this, his 7th game in a row now? I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought Gillies was definitely getting that Blues game over the weekend, but they're riding him, and hey, he's a young whippersnapper. He should have plenty of energy and ready to roll. So if he's going to play well like this, keep him in net, because it's all great experience for him. But he played well in the third. Devils tried to get the extra man out there, but again, their passing was just off, and it did seem as the game was going, the Jets were getting better and better and better as the game was playing, and the Devils just couldn't get into sync, and there were those passes there at the end of the game where they pulled the extra man, and I think it was Tatar caused a turnover there, and then he had to take a tripping penalty. And again, with the goaltender pulled. Devils get the puck down 5-on-5. They're just not able to keep it in the zone to really create a good opportunity. Again, I saw the creativity. I saw the plays that they were trying to do. It was just a step off. And sometimes those games happen. However, they didn't just go to sleep, phone it in, not have that effort, start losing the gameplay. They stayed focused on what they're supposed to do out there. And you saw them try to grind it and, come right down to the last seconds. They had an opportunity to tie this game. They were in it to the very end. It wasn't 4-1. It wasn't 5-1. It was 2-1. And the Devils were trying to put on that pressure right there at the end. Obviously, they come up short. Oh, look at that. First star of the game, Eric Comrie. Eric. What is that? That's the clown from Seinfeld. Eric the clown. Put it out with his big shoe with the hamburger fire. He gets the first star of the game. Kyle Connor, who got that. It was a nifty backhand there, and I'm sure it's happened before. I may have seen it on the highlights, but I can't recall one like that in a Devils game. Maybe it has, but it was just like, it really, everybody was just like, out of play, right? Out of play? Oh, no, it shot straight back down instead. So a nifty backhand goal. He gets the second star. And Jack Hughes, who gets back, starting a new point streak. Over here with the goal. It was a pretty goal as well. The only one for the Devils. So shots on goal for the Devs, 15, 11, 8 for a total of 34. Jets, 9, 7, 14 for a total of 30. Jets had a decided advantage in the faceoff circle. Here, NHL.com's got it 62% to 37%. No Nico Hischier will do that. Devils power play 1 for 3. The Jets were 0 for 2, so good special teams. Hits, we were out hit. The Jets 17. We had 10. 9 blocks, 11 giveaways, 9 takeaways, though. So that is nice to see. Overall, it always sucks when the Devils lose, obviously, but the effort was there, and that's what you want to see. This is a good team for them to be playing against. Shocked that Comrie really, he took that, waivers to heart, I guess, and he really wanted to come back here and stand on his head and show us what we were. I don't know, whatever. Hellebuck is still the number 1 over there anyway, so who cares? But you know what? He had a good game, so hat tip to you, bro. Good luck to you up there in Winnipeg. We always hope the best for our former players. So, he had a heck of a game, but I think Nico Dawes as well did as well, but we want to know what you think out there. So, Facebook Live, Twitter Live, YouTube Live. Hit us up. Give us some comments. Give us a like, follow, subscribe. Sam Wu, I know you and I were basically on the same page when we were having our little pregame party. And by the way, it was another night at Taj Lounge 973, I should say that, for Game Day Live with Vinny Parisi. So during this homestand, if you happen to be going out to any of the games, stop by our favorite place on the Strip. Like, can I call it the Strip? Can I call it the Strip now over there? Like the Newark Strip? Like, I got the Sunset Strip over here with the whiskey and the Roxy and the Rainbow. So now we got Taj on the Newark Strip over there, right outside the Rock. So go ahead, Taj Lounge 973, beers on tap now, and still the inexpensive Bucket O beers. And Sam Wu's personal favorite, the Catfish, of course, because that's what you were. I'm sure you were wondering was on the menu. Only Sam Wu. Every seafood option you can possibly imagine. Sam, the crab rangoon. I'll never forget that. I'm like, what'd you get? He's like, crab rangoon. I'm like, are you friggin' kidding me? You didn't get like a burger, a steak, a chicken sandwich, or something like that? Crab
Scotty
rangoon. But anyway,
Scotty,
you're a seafood man. I get it.
Long night of Devils hockey. A lot of alcohol was consumed by all.
Mm-hmm.
Before the game, when you're tailgate, we did at that time period tailgate, and then go to the bar, the arena bar, and then go inside, and then
and you still thought it was
cut
a good
off.
idea
You,
For
you
Crab
get,
Rank.
get
Oh,
cut
I'm sure
off
you
by
were.
the third period.
I'm sure you were cut off. Oh yeah.
And then you go outside, and then suddenly you find yourself hungry, and you get
And
what you can.
apparently Crab Rangoon it is. Yeah.
Actually, I didn't order it. I think somebody else ordered it, but somehow
I think the
we
story
all
was
ate
Shorts guy actually ordered it, but I don't know how you guys got to Crab Rangoon. That was never. I can't say that was ever one of my go-tos. Like, sesame chicken or something like
soda.
that.
They definitely had grape soda. That was good. Hey, there's some people at Taj. I see some people in the back there. You see, there's people movement. Yeah, people just there's the bar is huge. I mean, that's the top bar where we normally broadcast.
Oh yeah, we're in the
but
we have this little like top section over there that we like to be at. It's like when you come in the door, you walk out, and then like boop, you gotta go up like this little stairs, and there's like a little platform over there. That's where you will find Sam Wu and other Devils fans. Definitely for Game Day Live, and a lot of times in the old post game. I know last time on Tuesday after the Avs game, we had a number of people over there at Taj Lounge 973 afterwards. So you're always open to go by, but let's see what people. Oh, here we go. All right, I still don't know why the heck my look at the overall goals differential. Ramona's on here, Daniel's on here, Wyatt's on here, Patty is on here, Mike Rossi and Carmen. Why won't my comments ever? It's like, how was that goal from Connor? Well, Daniel, it was pretty awesome, I gotta say. I like I said, I'd never seen anyone like any goal like that before, like ricochet straight down and fool so many people, including the goal judge, the on ice official, the two announcers, the cameraman, everyone watching basically, except Connor and Dawes. They were the only two that I feel like knew exactly where that puck was afterwards. So that was definitely a doozy. And I mean, he just I'll say it as the expression goes, even though I am not I know I say this and people get freaked out. They're like, "What? Are you kidding me? I hate mustard. I'm not a fan of mustard. Don't like mustard. The old mustard seeds." Yes, if you're wondering, because every single person asks me, I've tried honey mustard. Hate that too. It's just the mustard, But Connor, he got some mustard, as the saying goes, on that backhand. And you heard it just clank off of that iron. It's right down. You got to see the replay. It's almost as wicked as Ty Smith's shot from 2 nights ago against the Avs. I thought that one was a ricochet. And it was just Ty kind of like catching it on the very toe of his stick and just showing some wrist action. Ty Smith had another strong game as well. I don't recall seeing if any, giveaways. I saw a lot of nice crisp passes from him. Nothing kind of lackadaisical, going side to side, working the point with PK on some plays in the Jet zone. I could be mistaken. If I'm missing one, please shout it out like we said in the old comments section. But from what I can remember of Ty's play, it was very solid. He also had a good opportunity there near the end, I believe from Jack Hughes. I think Jack fed him coming into the zone. And again, friggin' Comrie. Eric the Clown,
Scotty,
put it out with his big shoe.
I'm going to give you my analysis.
By the way, quick Seinfeld trivia. Do you know who played Eric the Clown, Sam Wu?
No.
Future swinger and director of Iron Man and Iron Man 2, Jon Favreau.
Really?
Yes.
Don't know who he is.
You'll find what? You don't know Jon Favreau? Oh, Sam Wu.
All right, so let's get back to this game.
Mm-hmm.
Here's some good news.
Okay.
The the Devils, I mean, on the face-offs, they got dominated, but
they got crushed on the face-offs tonight.
The takeaways looked very good.
They did good in the takeaways.
And one in particular.
You know who does good in takeaways? Jack Hughes. He does good in the takeaways.
I'm just getting to that, Scotty.
By the way, Jack,
what
that's
I saw,
me, Scotty, who is once again saying how good you are. Not Sam Wu, who talks about your giveaways. Just want you to make sure that you got the names right. You know, right here it says my name, and then over there on that other side it says Sam Wu. You know, like
here's a positive spin on Mr. Turnover. He is a little thief. And did you see that effort in the end there?
Yes.
When you pull your goalie, technically you're on the kill.
Yes.
And that
diving after the puck along the boards and everything like that. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
It's combined of skill and will to make sure that the Devils still have a chance. And he kept motoring on.
Let's see that Sam Wu talk some smack now after this play. Huh?
Hey, you know what? I know for a fact Jack Hughes listens to this podcast and takes it personally. And he probably told his roommate, and he probably told his roommate, Ty Smith.
The steak maker?
Yeah, the steak maker. Be like, look, you can cook all the steaks you want, but you got to listen to this podcast because they're really getting on you and they want you out of here. So if you want to stay in this apartment, you better listen to Sam Wu and the NFZ, and you better take notes. And that's exactly what happened.
You want to be a chef at Del Frisco's, or you want to play hockey? You tell me, huh?
But I thought that was good. I also thought that, you know, that 7-minute stretch and no stoppage. I mean, that's why the game finished early. But
exciting play.
People have to understand Winnipeg is a fast. They're a fast Canadian team. They've got a motor. All the players have a motor where they can just run. And you know, I think the Devils, specifically Nico Dawes, kept him in it again. And it's becoming a recurring theme that he is a reliable goaltender. Reliable.
Mm-hmm.
He will give you a chance to win. Not saying he's stellar. Not saying he's the future number one. Not saying he's going to be a Vezina winner. But he's giving the Devils something that they didn't have all season. Reliable, consistent goaltending. And it's amazing how the team right now, with having a young goalie, you know, back there as your last line of defense, he's not giving up rebounds like what Corey Schneider used to do all the time. He's not, you know, he is poised. He's not fazed by anything. And that goal he gave up was one of these goals that it was an amazing shot. And that's all you can really ask for. And on top of everything else, he's doing this ahead of schedule where he would be in the lineup in a couple years from now. So, with that said, this is a
real quick.
Actually,
real
win.
Quick.
What's that?
I just want to say real quick, Nico Dawes, if you're listening right now, that's Sam Wu who said that you can't win all those trophies and stuff. That's not Scotty. I think you're going to win all the hardware in the world, kid. All right. So I see the best. I see Hart. Give him the Hart Trophy. I'm saying there's going to be back-to-back years with the Devils. Hughes 1 year and then Nico Dawes next year. That's what I'm saying. That's Scotty again, Jack and Nico. Just so you know, that's Scotty, not Sam Wu. Oh, this way. He's this way. Not Sam Wu.
I think you're just I think you're making it up for downplaying Sharon Govich last season. And I think you're just trying to make up for no, in all seriousness, I think he has the potential of that. I just don't want to put too much pressure on the kid. The kid just has played a half a dozen, about 8 games already. He's already impressed us.
I'll never limit your potential, Nico. I just want you to know that.
Just so you know, his mom listens to the podcast.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, good for her, and good for all the hockey moms, because it's International Women's Month here. Or Women's History Month. It was International Women's Day on Tuesday, and it's Women's History Month in the month of March. I know, even for my shows, I was doing Women of Heavy Metal. I did 2 weeks of it. You can check it out on SiriusXM if you want to go and give it a listen.
Did you do a profile on my favorite, Nita Strauss?
I do love Nita. I have to play some cover songs. I wonder if she's got, I don't think she has any covers, but I've seen Nita play a whole bunch of times. I've hung out with Nita a couple times. I've got to meet her.
She can get the crowd going. Like at those Rams games, it's just freaking amazing.
Exactly. I've seen her do the national anthem, but also just lucky enough to, in the radio gig and stuff, get to go and hang out and just get to meet her and chill. I mean, she's a big wrestling fan too, so she's like me. We're able to like nerd out about wrestling. So, but she is super talented. If you've not seen her live, you can just watch her play guitar for like 40 hours. Just she's incredible. She really is, and she sounds amazing doing all those national anthems at the Rams games out here. I mean, she really is like a LA local like kind of icon doing all that stuff out here now. Super cool. Her.
I wish the Devils had something like that. Just a good.
She also leads a workout group too. Anyone out there, if you're looking to get motivated, because Nita, she completely cleaned herself up, and she's now focused on keeping herself really healthy, and that's how she's able to go out and perform and do all these things and fly around the world and continue to go. But she offers classes and stuff that you can follow her. She does like those 6 a.m. crazy workouts, but man, I actually know a couple of friends that have done it, and they're like, you're motivated to go. I'm like, 6 a.m.? I wish I could get up that early. Either way, we're getting way off track, but Nita does rock. And so does Nico's mom. So, we're all about that. We're all about that here at Devils After Dark.
One other thing. Travis Zajac finally getting his due. He, again, because of the pandemic, all that, he finally got to be honored the way it should be in front of the fans. And, it's Travis Zajac's career. To me, he exemplified being a New Jersey Devil. I put out a poll out there on the Let's Go Devils podcast Twitter account at Let's Go Devils Pod. The question: should Travis Zajac have his number 19 jersey retired? The choices you had was yes, no, just Ring of Honor, and all of the above. And so far, 17% says yes, 21% says no, 58% says just Ring of Honor, and all the above, 4% people just like all of them. All those answers. So they're probably confused. I think Travis Zajac, I think he belongs in the tier of Sergei Brelin, of Jay Pandolfo, played a very long time with the Devils. Jersey retired? No.
Well, see, I'm going to disagree. I'm going to disagree with you on Brelin just because I think his jersey should be retired as someone who won 3 cups with the team. And what, Pando's got 2, right?
2. Madden's got 2.
Those are borderlines. Zajac, I almost feel like it might be just at some point they do something fun with the entire line, the ZZ Pops line, get Jamie back after the years of, letting whatever cool down and all that sort of stuff. I get Jamie, Zach, and Travis back. Hopefully everyone doesn't boo Zach. But I think that's probably the most fun part of it is the ZZ Pop stuff. That's when they were really, hitting hard. And I mean, Travis played a long time for the team, but he doesn't have the, just doesn't have the. I mean, he was part of the big win against the Rangers, but that's more Adam Henrique, remembered for that.
Would you rank Andy Green higher than Zajac in that regard? Because he was the captain of the team, different position, obviously.
Same, just because their longevity with the team. Both of them played an exceptional amount of games. Andy being a captain, but Travis was also wearing that A for quite the number of years, and really feel like he kind of passed that down to other guys, which shows just how much of a leader he is. Not even needing that on the side of his chest and still being able to be that force out there on the ice.
Yep.
Listen, I think he's just one of those memorable players. I think maybe, like the Ring of Honor, where they have Dr. McMullen and stuff like that. It might be something like that. Or like I said, maybe bring a linebacker, something they could do also with the A line at some point, because they're not going to retire Arnott or Sikora, But it'd be nice also to have a little note of them, the crash line, stuff like that. They're not going to retire them. But those were big, formidable, lines in Devils history that people will always remember. Those three, were huge. I'm trying to think, what would be what are bigger lines than those three? I'm sure I'm forgetting something obvious.
What, the A-line?
No, I said the A-line. Get your A-line as line 1. You get the ZZ Pops as line 2. You get the crash line as or line 3 or 4. What do you want?
4.
Who do you put on line 3? Mad Dog, Pando, and Breland. Is that your line? Is that your line 3 right there?
That's the ultimate checking line. I mean, you know what? You know what was great about that line, that third line, which the Devils don't have right now? They were so interchangeable where if somebody got hurt on the top 6, they can easily fill that role. That role. They're not going to be, elite, in that role, but nothing changes. It was like business as usual. That was what was great about those old Devils teams. It's just there were times where Madden would have to center the second line because one of the players would be hurt or whatever.
Yeah.
But you could always rely on them on the penalty kill, most definitely.
Yeah.
Which we're now valuing very highly now, because when you're ranked dead last in the league, then you realize how tough it could be on the team.
Yeah. But Zajac, I think he's a heck of a player, maybe kind of like in John McClain category as well. I don't know if he's ever going to get his number retired, but definitely scored some memorable goals, was part of some really big games, and, good on him. So we'll see. Maybe they will have something like that. Maybe they'll do some lines. I think that would be an interesting thing to get up there in the Ring of Honor. But I wanted to ask you a question before we got way off a track. And it was, I think, Steve and Wyatt were talking about this on the old Facebook page. So now, Nico Dawes, you said it before. What has this been? 7 games in a row that he started? What do you think is an ample amount of sample size that we can really start to consider this a real deal? Sam, is this like he's got to play this way through the end of the year, these last whatever it is, 25 games or something like that? Is that a big enough No, that's not a big enough sample size, you're saying?
Honestly, if I were the Devils right now, I would not rush Nico Dawes, because remember, it is an 82-game schedule. goaltenders do break down. I think if Nico Dawes is going to have a very productive Vezina-like career with the Devils, this is all evaluation. It's not to be, okay, he's the number one, Mac Black is out. I think right now with Dawes, let him get the experience. Next season, he may be still in the AHL level, but I foresee him as early as mid-2023 or to that 24 season that he will be the full-time number one goalie on the team. I just don't want to see him.
Let me rephrase my question.
Okay.
Is there anything that he can do by the end of the year that would get him already to that position in your mind? As in, like, we don't need to put this guy back to the minors. We need to keep him in the NHL.
He would have to have at least 4 shutouts and just absolutely dominating. I'm telling you, when you're talking about, you don't want. I just don't want to see him be rushed. I think Mac Black was rushed a little bit because the Devils had no, like, Corey Schneider was just, his hips were shot. Kincaid was just a, one-hit wonder, 1 year wonder, And I think with Dawes, Fitzgerald needs to get a number one goaltender either in free agency or trade for one, but not break the bank. I think you need a number one goaltender to be kind of a stopgap for 1 or 2 years, tops. I think right now, Nico Dawes, let him develop, let him get his games in, okay, and let him experience winning. I hope that he gets to play in the playoffs in the AHL after this season's over and gets to experience a playoff atmosphere, playoff hockey in the minor leagues.
So you're saying that if Nico Dawes continues to play the way he's playing,
I think the expectations are too high. I think this team is not ready for Nico Dawes yet. This team still has.
You're saying he should go back to AHL next year even if he continues playing like the way he's doing right now. You think he should go back to AHL next year for next season?
I don't see why not. Marty Brodeur did the same exact thing. Got called up early in his career. He was behind Craig Erickson when Billington and Terreri were out with injury. Then he spent 1 more year in the AHL, and then that 93-94 season, he eventually took over the job from Chris Terreri. It's not like it hasn't been done before. I'm just saying,
Nico, once again, that's Sam Wu who wants to send you back down to the AHL. Scotty wants you to win all of the hardware up at the NHL level.
It's not an emotion.
Sam
I want
Wu,
Nico Dawes to be a 70-game goalie. I want him to be a Shesterkin.
That's Sam.
I want
Sam Wu wants to send you down, Nico. Just want to make that clear. And Jack, he's the one with the turnovers.
Hey, you know what? Ever since I called out Jack Hughes and he listened to this podcast, same with Ty Smith. Yeah. They've turned their games around instead of turning over the puck.
When they're eating their post-game steaks. Ty is seasoned and marinated, and I'm sure cooked to probably medium rare perfection.
Bunch of Neanderthals. They're a bunch of Neanderthals, right? They're playing like a bunch of animals right now, and that's a good thing.
Well, our buddy Steve on Facebook says Nico Dawes isn't going down if he keeps playing the way he's playing this year. So we'll see. It'd be a tough decision.
I'm not saying he's going down, but you know what? Look at this situation.
Like someone's
time out.
Backtracking now. Nico, Scotty, I just want you to know, I never backtracked. I always had faith in you. I always had faith in you,
Let me
Nico.
tell you this scenario.
I just want you to know.
I'm telling you a scenario that's.
Sam Wu wanted to send you back.
If I was the GM, of the Devils, if I was Tom Fitzgerald, you've got Mac Black and you've got Jonathan Bernier for next year.
That what?
Assume
Big
hold,
two giant question marks.
Time out.
Mm-hmm.
My thinking is, again, I don't think this team next year is going to be a playoff team. I want to see Nico develop into a winner, and I can foresee Mac Black getting traded mid-season next year at some point. And Jonathan Bernier, I don't expect him to be playing. While you're assuming that Tom Fitzgerald does get a number one goaltender in free agency, it's going to be...
Maybe he's already got one. He told me that all the answers were in the locker room, Samu. That's what he said. That's what you told me, too.
All the rumors
said be patient.
say that...
You said be patient.
All the rumors said that Tom Fitzgerald's looking for a number one goaltender before trade deadline.
Said all the answers are in the room.
So, assuming that he gets that number one goaltender and he has Mac Black, and then Jonathan Bernier takes a nice big fat check of a buyout, you've got two goaltenders. Where does Nico Daws fit in? I want to see Nico Daws playing as many games as possible. He's not, when Mac Black comes back, or if there's a number one goaltender there, he's not going to get much playing time.
Well, I mean, here's my thing is I think Nico Daws is already playing more consistent than Mac Black has in the past 3 years. So
I know
if he continues that way, why would I want to put Mac Black back in net?
I just don't want to rush Nico Daws. I don't want to rush him. It's getting a nice glimpse, but again, can he handle a 70-game? Playing 70 games, see 60 to 70 games.
He's not going to play 70 games. He's not Marty Brodeur, but if he can play 50 to 60, that's what we're looking for over there.
I would like to see 60 to 70. 60 to 70 and playing lights out.
Well, we'd all like to see that.
He did get injured this year.
The likelihood of another number 30 coming along there, it's not too common. Doesn't happen very often. So I'll take the 50 to 60 because I don't know when the last time we actually had a goaltender do that, start that many games in a season. So one at least. We know we have to get him somehow or another, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be tough though if Nico Daws keeps playing the way he's playing. And the team just seems to play more confident in front of him as well. That seems to be the biggest difference to me is there is something about the way the team plays when Nico is in net.
Well, he's not really letting up any really bad softies either. I mean, some of the
he's
goals
playing his angles. You see
Yeah.
angles. He's out on the edge of the crease. He's playing with confidence. He's cutting things out because he's not a massive dude. He's kind of a regular sized guy. He doesn't seem like one of those big oversized goaltenders that are just they're just standing there and they're basically taking up the whole net. He really seems to be playing his angles really well and cutting things down. Great control. Like you've mentioned, great control of the rebounds. That's huge. He's not giving up those second, opportunities right there in front of the net in the scrambles, allowing deflections to go in. He's been moving around. Getting out of the way of the screens and stuff. He's really been playing well. Last year he had basically the whole season off because he was in Germany. And I think it was basically all canceled because of COVID. So he should be ready to go. He should have plenty of gas in the tank.
This is how I think Nico Daws is going to make the opening night roster.
Oh, no, we already heard from you.
No,
change it.
I'm not changing anything. I'm just going to tell you.
GM
it's going to be.
He's going to send you back down, Nico.
He's going to have to be lights out.
Lights
out to the end of the season, but goes deep in the playoffs with the Utica Comets.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see then. We'll see.
I
think the other two goaltenders, you can't do anything but put a big Riddler question mark on them because we've already seen the issues with hips And goaltenders that are a little bit older, we've seen where that goes. It's a tough road to recovery. Bernier may be able to play again, but it may not be next season. He may take like all next season to try and actually get back to form. We don't know what's going to go on with Mac Black's heel.
But
sounds like there's something pretty screwed up down there, which sucks for him because it may be something that, kind of alters his career trajectory. So we never want to see that for a player, but there's something going on there. And we got a guy who's playing consistent. He's playing confident, and the team in front of him seems to like what they're seeing and feeling the confidence of him behind them. So, I don't know, Samuel. I don't know. I think I'm going to agree with Steve.
I didn't say to demote him. I say to develop him. I just think it's too early.
That's what you said.
Early. It's too early.
No.
Too early.
No. I would never demote you, Nico. That's Sam Wu. All right? Sam Wu. Right over there. Just so you know. The thing about GM Sam Wu is he likes demoting people that don't need to be demoted. Well, we had a great show, fooling around and having a good time here. Even though the Devils lost, they still played really well, like Sam and I have been talking about. Instead of the sleepwalking and Sam having to pull out the stills from the game to be like, look at this giant area here where this entire lane was left open.
Remember those days?
I mean, they were only a couple months ago. They weren't that long ago. It seems like they really have taken some big steps forward.
They've listened to the podcast.
Hopefully this continues. This is the consistency that we're looking for. Even though they lost, they still played the same way that they did against Colorado. They were just a little snake bitten tonight, and they just seemed like a step off, but they weren't sleepwalking. They didn't lose their game plan. They didn't lose focus, and they were able to grind it out and have an opportunity to tie it up at the end of the game and almost force overtime. It's not like they needed 3 goals. They only needed 1. And we know with this team, that's one thing that they can do is they can score goals. They got the firepower to do it. And we're starting to see our big stars, now it's a bummer. Nico's been out 2 games here, but we were talking about the big stars of our team are finally really starting to produce. Nico, Jack, Jesper Bratt, Dougie Hamilton getting back in the lineup. They're starting to really put the points on the board. So we know scoring is that's something we could do.
Yep.
So we'll see. We're gonna come back. Who we got on? I forgot already. Is it Vancouver that we got? No, Anaheim. I'm sorry. We got Anaheim on Saturday. That is a 7 p.m. Eastern start Saturday. And I think I'm gonna be. Am I hanging out on game day? I think I'm hanging out on game day live. I'm hanging out on game day live down at Taj Lounge 973 for the home game. Are you going to be down there, Sam? I don't know if you're going to be down there. Are you?
No, I won't be. I'll be in the car. No, I'll be here.
Sam will be producer from home. However, we will have the TVs on at the lounge, which has the direct satellite uplink connect. Why don't we say that? I'm going to call it the satellite uplink connect. That sounds like good, fancy technology right there. And that's how we have our entire podcast broadcast for you live at Taj Lounge 973. So even though we're not actually there, we still are there. And Sam was even telling me about some fancy technology that we're working on. Some little what are those called? Little QR codes, that you guys can maybe scan and send us some questions. I mean, we could do some trivia and stuff like that on the day. Well, we're working on it.
Don't say anything.
But it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun stuff that Sam Wu and the smart people are working on. But no, we're going to be down there. Taj Lounge 973 all the time for Game Day Live this Saturday, 3 p.m. Pacific. It's 6 p.m. Eastern time for the 7 p.m. Eastern start. You'll have a nice Wu report before that time. And then, after the game, hopefully it will be a big Devils victory over the Ducks, 2003 style. We will come back, Devils After Dark, and we will talk about it. YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Twitter Live. Thank you for listening. Like, follow, subscribe. Devils After Dark, Let's Go Devils Podcast Network on the Primetime Radio Studios. Sam Wu, I give it to you.
Until next time, let's go Devils.